diving in college taught me to strive and be the best athlete I can be, but also the best student I can be. My coaches always made sure that the student comes first, because not everyone's going to become a professional athlete. So they make sure that we will do great in academics. I knew that would only open the door to my future, and I'm really excited to start my dream program for physical therapy.
It's here, NCAA tournament time in the Division III world. Today we've got the first round matchup that features the Falcons of Pfeiffer University and the Hornets of University of Lynchburg. Hello friends and fans, welcome inside the booth. I'm Joe Hutzler, your narrator for today's contest, and we are very excited to bring the action to you today. The first of two games on Schellenberger Field. We'll talk about Catholic and Stevens in just a little while, but for this game, we've got two teams coming off of championships in their respective conferences. For Pfeiffer, the USA South; for Lynchburg, the ODAC. So they're both feeling really good coming into this contest. One team might just be happy to be here. The other has expectations of going all the way to East Hartford, Connecticut. Let's talk about the players that we're going to be checking out today and some important numbers and who will probably be on the stat sheet when it's all said and done. Well, that guy's been on the stat sheet a lot in his whole career. Jared Nelson, just 3 points away from the NCAA points record in a career. That stands at 451, and it has stood since 1996. So some impressive history may be coming your way today on LHSN. As for Lynchburg, well, there's a plethora of options, but we're going to go with the guy at the top of the point sheet for them. It's Kyle Lewis, 69 points this year, very balanced stat sheet, 27 goals, 42 assists. He doesn't mind passing. He loves to shoot. He's going to be an excellent option for the Hornets on the attack today against this Pfeiffer defense. Let's talk about our goalkeepers today. We'll talk about Matt Stocks first, the Enwell, New York native. Starting in all contests this year, 102 goals given up. He's got a goals against average of just around 10, which is the magic number for Lynchburg today. We'll see how he does against a team he hasn't seen yet. As for the Hornets, it's Patrick Moore, who is a sophomore, and he has started in every game as well. 18 starts, 134 saves this year with a 14-2 record. The sophomore from Alabama, showcasing his stuff from day one, and has only gotten better as the season has gone along. All right, what about the men leading the charge for these programs today? Well, we're going to have two coaches this weekend that don't have a lot of experience and certainly don't in the NCAA tournament. Tucker Nelson, in his first season, named head coach on May of last year. So during COVID, they made a change at the head coaching position for the Falcons. He has done a great job in his first season with the first win in the USA South Championship ever. Well, not the first win for the ODAC champions this year for Coach Kudelka. His 8th title as head coach, the 9th straight NCAA tournament appearance in Coach Kudelka's 25 seasons, trying to get through the first and second round again, just as they have the last 2 times they've gone to the NCAA tournament. Starters being announced right now on the field. We can tell you who is starting for the Falcons, and we'll go numerical order. Kyle Fabrizio, the senior defenseman out of Davidson, North Carolina. You've also got John Allen with Jordan Fitzpatrick. Matt Stocks, we've already talked about in goal. Tucker Hill, Quinn Beecraft, Trevin King, Mike Turner, Corey Traberka, and Jared Nelson, number 87, that senior star from Vestal, New York. We'll look for a career record in the NCAAs today. As for Lynchburg, it's going to be the usual guys, the usual suspects they've had this year. Of course, Quentin Ritchie will be taking the opening faceoff. He has been a tremendous addition to Lynchburg's team this season, transferring in from Mary Washington. Wanted to play in games like this. He said it back in the first game of the season. Well, the first game for Salisbury, that is. The third game of the season for the Hornets. When they defeated then number 1 Salisbury, he wanted to be a part of games like this. Here he is, getting ready to take the opening faceoff, and he will do it against Tucker Hill, the junior out of Victor, New York. And so it has begun. The Falcons and the Hornets meeting for just the 4th time since 1994. Lynchburg leads the all-time series 2-1. but they haven't played since 1994, and it was a 15-7 win that day for the Hornets. Pfeiffer Falcons men's lacrosse team being the first athletic team to go to the NCAA tournament in automatic berth as Patrick Moore makes the first save of the day. Since they moved to Division III, they did that about 4 seasons ago as a institution, and they earned the automatic bid with their first USA South championship just a week ago. That was a 17-13 win over Piedmont College. Riley Mitchell starts up top for the Hornets. Skip pass to Brett Rogers. Hesitation there. Mitchell and Rogers, part of a large all-ODAC squad, garnering postseason honors as Dean lets one rip, but it goes low to high and misses. Not a great position to take that shot. But Colin Dean, the ODAC leader in shots, not afraid to just let it go wherever he is. 139, now 140 shots on the season. Skip pass to Trammell Robinson. And smothered as another shot's taken. That was Corey Traburka, a graduate student, playing defense on Robinson that time. Fresh shot clock as that one did get in on the cage. Here's a short-sided shot from Lewis that misses high and away. The Hornets in a very comfortable position on Schellenberger Field. 11 games at home, 11 wins here in 2021. Colin Dean shaded by Mike Turner. Dishes to Mitchell, thought about a long shot, kicks another stamp at it, and a stop from Stocks. Each goalie up to the task on their first shot faced here in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Rogers has it poked away, but recovers. Jalen Jones with a nice stick check there a moment ago. Jones, the first person I'm going to mention from North Carolina. Everybody else so far talking about New York State. Rogers gets on the board first for the Hornets. Just took a sidewinder shot from the right hip, let it rip, and scores. Rogers with his 25th of the season. Bit of a feeling out period there over the first 3 minutes, but the Hornets able to break the ice, and now a tussle here on the loose ball after the faceoff, and it's going to be the Falcons with possession after a faceoff again. Not much room. And eventually a ball that's knocked loose and scooped up by Alec Pupshis. Takes the contact from Nelson and still able to come away with possession for Lynchburg. But then Nelson gets revenge. Now the Falcons with numbers. It's Jared Nelson dishing, and a shot that comes off wide. I think that was more of a missed opportunity as opposed to a save from Quinn Beecraft. It just came out of his stick, really odd. The freshman in his biggest game yet as a Falcon, falling short on the doorstep of tying this up. And, of course, Nelson falling short of point 449 in his career. Really consistent guy related to, just the points overall. 447, beg your pardon, 448 coming into today in his career. He's got 118 this season. So he's averaging over 100 per season as Dylan Wolf makes it 2-0 Lynchburg. Yesterday we were out on the field testing some of the components of the video board, and Dylan Wolf out by himself, the lone wolf, practicing his shooting, and it pays off. His first shot of the day is his first goal of the contest and his 22nd of the year. And once again, the Falcons not able to take advantage of having possession after a faceoff. This time it's Ritchie winning it on his own. Ritchie dishes. Lewis, one more inside. Tremble Robinson works around X, looks up top, and the Hornets are going to slow things down a little bit. Out shooting Pfeiffer 5-1 so far through the first 5 minutes. Rogers falls down, gets the pass away. Colin Dean, a shot goes off the stick of Stocks. Good work by 17 in yellow to keep it a 2-0 game. This is Trevin King. Of course, Nelson is out there, as well as B. Kraft. And 44, that's Luke Cox. Nelson forced to give it back. Loose ball. Doing all he can to regain possession. Instead, it's going to be the Hornets coming back. Skip past Arminio. That's a tough pass to recept if you are a long stick defender. Ryan Kenny, tightrope on the near sideline. Coach Nelson disagreeing with the call. The no call. The Hornets take advantage anyway. It's Cole Nestor. He's the guy who brought it across midfield, forced to pass it the first time around. This time he gets the pass and makes it count. Nestor making it 3-0 Hornets. First goal of the season for the sophomore out of Salisbury, Maryland, who's hoping for a rematch with his brother and the Seagulls at some point here in the tournament. The Hornets victorious the first go around. And after losing the opening 2 face-offs, Lynchburg has won the last 2. And they will try to extend their advantage early. And it's exactly what you need to do when you're a heavy favorite. You've got to make sure that the underdog doesn't sniff a little bit of momentum to come their way. And so far, with a little bit of luck and a lot of skill, Lynchburg has done that. Colin Dean, jump shot, and deflected wide. 8th shot of the quarter so far. Lynchburg inching closer to 950 total shots on the season as Rogers falls away from that. Here's Brett Rogers bouncing one home through the 5-hole. Second goal of the game already for Brett Rogers. Watch it one more time. Rogers just working to get open. Lewis, he's going to find you. That's why he leads the team in assists. Jalen Jones having some issues staying with his man. Didn't know which man to stay with there for a little bit. And so the Hornets up by a large margin, but still early in this one as a clean face-off is won and scored. Tucker Hill. Quick answer. And the Falcons have done a really good job in the face-off area. This time, it works out in the best way possible. And this time, Quentin Ritchie trying to respond with another Fogo win and goal. Instead, it's a save from Stocks, who has to pick up the loose ball. Fake pass taken down by Robinson. Clean hit from number 10. A scramble here for the loose ball. Who's going to come away with it? It's Robinson for a moment, then Lewis, who throws it back to midfield, takes it himself, and after all of that mess, Lynchburg will win possession. They still have a chance to score in transition. It's Clayton Jones off the stick and in. The Hive podcast luck. He was on that this week. He's on the score sheet today. If you were fortunate enough to listen to that interview this week, you heard about Clayton Jones being an attack player in high school. He is bought into whatever role gets him on the field and whatever role helps the team win. And that is, of course, playing in that face-off unit, that midfield unit. And this time it pays off. Instead of just a ground ball, he picks up a goal. And is his third of the season in his senior season. As once again, Pfeiffer struggling to hold on to possession after a couple hits. Then eventually, good stick work from Jordan Fitzpatrick gives them the ball in their crosses. Nuquan Fair will bring it across midfield, and the Falcons will try to respond again as they once again look at a 4-goal deficit. 6:10 remaining in the first quarter. Lynchburg outshooting Pfeiffer 12-2. 3 saves for Stocks, 1 save for Patrick Moore. And another deflection there for Moore, so he'll pick up a save on that shot from Choburka. Nelson being covered by arguably the best defenseman in the country, Tyler Gallagher, and he makes short work of it this time around. Nelson got Gallagher leaning a little bit to his left, couldn't recover in time to his right. And Nelson scores for the first time today. That is point 449. If you're just joining us, that's 449 of his career. I don't want anybody to get the wrong impression that this guy has been lighting it up all season long, which would be an understatement if that was the case, as a shot that Tucker Hill takes is checked from behind by Darminio, but the Falcons will keep possession. It's exactly what they needed after going down by 4. They've done it twice, but they've been resilient after the last 2 times they've given a goal up. Not to mention, they have dominated possession after faceoffs. They have won cleanly possession more often than Lynchburg has, but in the early goings, they weren't able to take advantage of it. Now they might be, as that one goes tall, and staying tall is Moore for the stop out of the stick of Trevin King. Loose ball on the ground, but Chris Darminio, an all-conference player, wisely and smoothly scoops it up. And Lynchburg's offense goes back to work. How about Clayton Jones? No, says Stocks off his right hand. Save number 4. Second group of midfielders out there for the Hornets. Brooks Poley, Ty Mitchell, and the man that eventually catches that pass, Dylan Wolf, who has a goal so far today. Just works top side, shoots high and misses. If Chris Alcorn was any closer to Dylan Wolf on that ride, he would have been inside his shorts. Wolf's still able to break away for a shot. That's what the most impressive part is, as Mitchell dishes. Robinson spins, fakes the pass, and scores! The graduate student, he's learned a thing or two in 5 seasons, and he put it all on film during that play. First goal of the day for Robinson. It is his 40th of the season. 2 Hornets now with 40 goals in 2021, both graduate returnees using that extra year of eligibility that was given to them by the NCAA. The other Hornet with 40 goals or more is Colin Dean. Leads the team in that department with 47. Here is Colin Dean. Everyone on the field right now for Lynchburg is an all-conference player. And Mitchell showing why, as a sophomore, he deserves to be on that list. Mitchell the younger, check him out here. Coming into your screen and just working around at X, beating his man to a spot. And taking advantage for his 22nd goal of his sophomore campaign. Pfeiffer has been gritty from the start. There's no question about that, and it works out again to help them get possession after a faceoff. But then Lynchburg gets it back, an infraction that if you're at Pfeiffer, you cannot do those things to yourself. You're down by 5. More importantly, you're up against it in terms of the skill sheet. You're going to have to be as close to perfect as possible against this team, especially here at home. I talked about it already. 11-0 on Schellenberger Field, as A.J. Neves lets go of one that was slightly deflected by Choburka. If you want to hear this place go crazy, let Six and White score. Suffered an injury earlier this year in his senior campaign. Definitely a pass-first type of guy, but a crowd favorite. Speaking of crowd favorite, Drew Carpenter passing to Neves, but he couldn't haul it in. So it's Choburka picking up that ground ball, taking a couple whacks and bringing it across midfield. 6-4 is the advantage, by the way, on the face-off stat for the Falcons. They're 3 of 4 now on clears. They've got goals from Hill and Nelson. And here's a shot that's low, and Moore stopping it. Jacob Leone with the chance. Moore said no. Now it's Carpenter ahead to Robinson, looking for a second, and he finds it. Bottom right. Lynchburg is lethal in transition offense. And Trammell Robinson proves that to be true. With his second goal of the quarter. Drew Carpenter picking up the assist. That'll be his 6th of the season. By Ritchie. 40 first quarter. Pfeiffer so far showing that they do belong here. But Lynchburg, to this point, just too tough, too accurate. When they get their chances, they take advantage, whereas the Falcons have had a couple good ones. Just not able to find the back of the net as much as they would like. Somehow Colin Dean breaks through. The ball gets near Stocks, and he's just going to make a play in the crease where he's the only one allowed to touch it. 4 saves here in the quarter for Matt Stocks. On the run, that's Trevin King. Down the middle, has room, shoots off the foot of Moore. Hard rebound all the way back to midfield. And the Falcons keep it from crossing. And they call a push on the Falcons, so Lynchburg will take it over with 45 seconds to go. Quick restart. They could try to get the Falcons out of position. They will. Here's Dean up top and misses. They can hold for the last shot if possible. That right there was the 20th shot taken already. And we're still in the first quarter. Lynchburg averages 52 shots per game. So they are still trending in the right direction for that. .23 seconds and a stop from Stocks. Easy one as this cross was already up there. Just so you are aware, the score bug is incorrect. There is time left on the clock. 5 seconds left exactly. Leone looking for space, just throws one and it finds its way inside. What a prayer sent up and answered for the Falcons with no time left on the clock. Jacob Leone gives them some life to end the first quarter. Disappointing finish for the Hornets, but they still lead it by a sizable advantage, 8-3 after one. We'll show you that goal when we come back. You're watching the first round of the NCAA Division III Men's Lacrosse Tournament on LHSN.
Over 30 majors in 4 divisions.
Nursing, education, criminal justice,
exercise science.
This is one of the very few schools to honor leadership with scholarship.
Our students go out into the world with confidence.
I know who I am.
Pfeiffer has it all. The only thing that's missing is you.
Football has taught me a lot throughout my life. It's definitely had a huge imprint on who I am as a person. Competing at a Division III level created that opportunity for me to go to college. Not only was I the first one in my family to graduate college, but I was really the first one to even go. Being the first one, I'm breaking that cycle, and now that I've graduated, I'm not sure what's the next step, but I know I have a lot of doors open. And a lot of those are open because I played football and ran track here at Otterbein.
There's a look at the reserves for Lynchburg. Of course, not everyone able to dress per NCAA tournament rules, so they're there to cheer on their Hornets. So far, they're pretty happy. An 8-3 lead for Lynchburg after one quarter of play. They've outshot the Falcons 20-10, but Pfeiffer able to score with no time left in the first quarter to give them some momentum. And now they have possession after a mistake by the Hornets. How about that start? You take the finish, you apply it to the beginning of the next quarter, and the Falcons have cut the lead back to 4 for Lynchburg. John Allen, graduate returnee from Lebanon, Ohio. 56th goal of the season for Allen. Here it is again. Great pass and a one-timer finish just outside the doorstep to make it 8-4. Ritchie thought he had it. It'll be Marshall Rodegast picking it up for Lynchburg. 7-6 face-off advantage for the Falcons, so pretty even there. Shots and shots on goal, that's a pretty big discrepancy, 20 to 11, 13 to 8. Each keeper doing well, 5 saves for Stocks, 4 saves for Moore. Nothing really outstanding in terms of stats to give Lynchburg an advantage where you can obviously see it, except for the fact that Brett Rogers has scored 3 of their 9 goals. And this is why Lynchburg is so dangerous, because of the amount of balanced attack they can provide. If it's not Rogers, it's Lewis. If it's not Lewis, it's Dean. If it's not Dean, it's Robinson. It's Mitchell. On down the list, you got Ryan Kenny, who hasn't been involved yet. That is what makes this team so dangerous, and they are proving that here in the first half of this first round game. Face-off scooped up and then possibly turned over. Yes. When that lacrosse ball is in that kind of motion, gripping on the turf, it's going to roll away a lot faster than you can catch up to it. Coach Kudelka not happy with how they had to slow things down to restart. They wanted to try to catch this defense off guard. Typical of Coach Kudelka, even when you're winning by a large margin, there's still areas to improve. This is a team that expects to be in Connecticut in 2 weeks. Time Mitchell for Ryan Kenny, and it was a bit too tall. Kenny tried to start moving before he caught it, and it proved costly. It's a 4th turnover of the half for Lynchburg. Both teams generally have done well in that area. Pfeiffer with 6. As Choburka takes contact from Rodegast, and the Falcons try to add another tally, but we're going to get a timeout first. Coach Nelson and the Falcons want to talk about this crucial possession. Still early in the second quarter here on LHSN. It's 9-4 Lynchburg.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well, but it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that, and it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
Oh, we can't wait to see that again, that shot you just saw from Salem in the men's basketball tournament. We look forward to a more normal scenario starting in the fall. This is as normal as it's been all year. Both home and visiting fans allowed to attend today's contest. First round matchup of the Falcons and the Hornets. We're also going to have the Ducks and the Cardinals at 4 o'clock today. Stevens Institute of Technology versus Catholic University of America. Most certainly the longest school names I've ever had to say on a broadcast. Unless you count how Sewanee wants you to say their name, Sewanee, the University of the South. But they're not here, so we don't have to worry about that. Quinn Beecraft, individual effort that leads to a goal. His first of the day, a big one, as the Falcons have scored 3 of the last 4, and they're still hanging around here. '80th goal of the season for Beecraft. By far the team leader in that statistical category. And a big one as the Falcons try to keep it close. Face-off guys as close as they can get. A stalemate, and eventually swept away and scooped up by Nuquan Fair. Freshman out of the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. about 40 miles away from Missenheimer, North Carolina, where this school is located. If you've ever been there, you must have not been blinking, if you remember seeing it. And a throwaway. Trevin King assuming his skills as the Hornets show off their transition skills again. Josiah Martin, the Lynchburg product, the beneficiary this time. The assist is going to go to Ryan Kenny. Just a breakdown in that Pfeiffer defense. You got to get the right guys on and off, and the substitutions aren't quick enough. Lynchburg had the advantage from the get-go, and they finish with another goal, the 10th of the game. And for Martin, it is his second of the season. Lynchburg is 15-1 this season when they score 10 goals or more. The only loss being to Washington and Lee, a 12-10 defeat at W&L. As Darminio scoops up the loose ball, here he comes, a long pole that bounces it high and over the net. The Hornets got their revenge against the Generals of Washington and Lee twice. The first time the very next night here on this field. And then last week, in the best way possible, 16-6 win in the ODAC championship at Washington and Lee. Their 8th ODAC title. It was their 7th straight appearance in the ODAC championship game as well. Become a mainstay on the national stage, never dipping outside the top 10 this season in the U.S. ILA poll. And they've been in the top 5 since about week 5, I believe. They dipped down to 10th after losing to CNU, but quickly worked their way back up. They were 4th in the final poll. What a pass, what a score. How about the dish from Kyle Lewis to Drew Carpenter, who's having an excellent postseason. Scored here in the semifinal against Hampton-Sydney, and here he is, the beneficiary of a great dime by number 7. Carpenter scores for the first time, his first goal in his NCAA tournament career. Lewis just biding his time. Carpenter beats his man to a spot and finishes for the 6th time this season. As Carpenter and his fellow teammates would say, that's money, dude. More money here. Poley helping the face-off group obtain possession, as they will again look to dim the hopes of an opponent on Schellenberger Field. This matches their largest lead of the game so far at 6 goals. Riley Mitchell scores for the 2nd time, this time from long range. Mitchell the younger having himself an excellent sophomore campaign. And I promise you, nobody's more excited about his success than his brother Ty. Looking at it again, just, hey, no one's going to get in the shooting area, get in the lane, so we'll put the ball there. Tough day so far for Stocks. Had a solid first quarter with 5 saves. Has not stopped a shot yet in the second quarter. Lynchburg has scored 4 times. And now they're starting to win an area that the Falcons were winning. Clayton Jones dishes to Lewis. One more pass. Kenny goes low and scores. How about that tic-tac goal? I mean, this is just surgical precision. And Ryan Kenny scores for the first time today. I may have pulled something in my back on that one. Goodness gracious. 36th goal of the season for Ryan Kenny. Lynchburg changes up the face-off man. Michael Kraus gets out there. And a loose ball eventually scooped up by Tyler Gallagher to his best friend, Peter Robertson. Robertson looking, shooting, and it was deflected high. Another guy that would send this place alight if he was able to score. Poley thinking about long distance, now goes low. The pass somehow finds Ryan Kenny. I called it a pass because of how it got so accurate getting to Kenny, but it was definitely a deflection. Just a lucky one for Lynchburg. And after waiting for a while, it's Ryan Kenny scoring back-to-back goals and coming less than 30 seconds apart. Now the game is shaping up to how we thought it would be. One common opponent this year for these teams. It was Southern Virginia. Pfeiffer traveled to Buena Vista and fell 22-19. Lynchburg welcomed the Knights here, and after a really tight first half, they exploded in the second half for what ended up being a 10-goal win, 18-8. Sometimes you can't look too deeply into facts like that, but so far, it's kind of living up to those. As Nelson had a right idea, man, that could have been a beautiful goal. It would have been the second one for John Allen. Instead, it's Lynchburg in transition again. Josiah Martin out top. Shimmies and shakes, move to his left. Lewis back to the top. Ryan Kenny across his body and stopped by Stocks, his first save of the second quarter. Now it's the Falcons in transition, but somehow they're outnumbered. Still forcing a pass, and that is the exact opposite of what the Falcons need to do right now. You're not going to find a play in the playbook that catches you up 9 goals. Be methodical about it. You didn't have the numbers. Slow it down, run your play, get the 6th one up there before you worry about the 14th. $7:20 to go. Mitchell to Wolf. Skip pass. Robinson fires and misses high. Work it around the perimeter. Mitchell gives it to Wolf. Hesitation, nowhere to go. Good recovery by the defense. Lewis. Kenny lost it on the shimmy. Picking it up on the shake is Fabrizio. Good job by Skank. Moving just enough to create separation from Robinson. Now it's the Falcons in transition. Allen was ready for it. Brooks Poley had other ideas. An avalanche of sticks around the ball, and eventually it finds its way to a sprinting Brooks Poley. The graduate returnee gives to Lewis, and then Kyle Lewis makes him look silly outside the net. And I am running out of space on my piece of paper. Ryan Kenny will pick up the assist. So for Kyle Lewis, that is his first goal of the day to go along with his 4 assists already. Great day to be outside. Students here at University of Lynchburg starting their exams this weekend. Taking a well-deserved moment to breathe and relax in the sun. That, of course, is a point of contention as far as other schools in the conference that have been done for weeks. These students haven't been home since Christmas break. But it does work out for the teams that are still playing here. Baseball, Lynchburg baseball, still in the ODAC tournament. They're playing today against Bridgewater down on Fox Field. And up here you've got a full crowd that you may not have had if school had ended 2 or 3 weeks ago. So there are some good things about that. Continues to give Lynchburg this home field advantage as Stocks with his best save of the day on Ryan Kenny keeps it in damage control for the Falcons. Long pass, tough to take. Rodegas keeps it in play as he goes out, and it's Lewis scooping it. It does not go out of bounds, so in the end, it's Ryan Kenny one more time. Third goal of the half for Mr. Kenny. He alone has scored 3 of the last 4. Lynchburg putting the New Tech 3-play system to its limit. Definitely shouldn't be the case, as expensive as that thing was. Couldn't help it over here. Our replay operator didn't even know what the score was. She just had to play a lot of goals. Too many to count. Quentin Ritchie missing on his second shot of the day. Lynchburg will keep possession. 35 shots taken by Lynchburg. Remember, they average 52 per contest. As they'll turn that over, their 6th turnover of the half. Out of the 35 shots taken, 23 have been on target. That is an excellent shots on goal percentage. And really tough for any goalie to do well with those type of barrages. Jared Nelson, 2 points away from tying the all-time career points record in the NCAA, Division III. Patrick Moore hasn't been tested in a while, but made a big stop there. And the ODAC leader in goals against keeps it at 5 against so far. Ryan Kenny, deflected, and eventually scooped up by the sure-sticked Mike Turner. Desperately trying to get it away was Jordan Fitzpatrick, and fortunate bounce. It does find Stevenson. Speaking of Stevenson, they are playing right now. We are going to try to take a live look at that game at halftime. As that one clangs off the body and the posts. The reason that we are keeping tabs on that contest, by the way, is that the winner of this pod will play the winner of that pod, the Cabrini pod. Stevenson playing Keene today, or Kane, I beg your pardon. It's spelled Keene, it's pronounced Kane. For what it's worth, I don't think they'll make it past today, so it doesn't matter. Just my opinion. This year, because of COVID restrictions, Lynchburg did not play Stevenson. They always play Stevenson. It's always on their schedule. Whether it's here, whether it's at their place, whether it's during the Mustang Classic, they always play Stevenson as Stocks makes the save. But not this year. But lo and behold, there's still a chance to battle the Mustangs with the most on the line in the NCAA tournament. If that were to happen, it would be at Salisbury next week, the predetermined site for the Elite Eight and Final Four. All right, timeout taken on the field. We'll step aside as well. 2:07 to go. The Hornets large and in charge, 16-5.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
I learned a lot of valuable lessons playing college football. I never thought about the health benefits of exercise until I actually started to talk to coaches in college. It's not only just for performance, it's for life. My coaches instilled the importance of well-being, not only building up strength, mental health, getting enough sleep, eating properly is all what it is to be healthy. I decided that I want to go on a personal trainer and share my knowledge that I obtained in college about physical and mental well-being.
Yeah, loving it. Bathing in the sun, bathing in the success of Lynchburg men's lacrosse right now. 16-5 is the score in this first round matchup. The Hornets, with a win today, would await the winner of our next contest, which begins at 4 p.m. It is a different link, by the way. If you do want to watch that, you'll have to head back out to our LHSN channel here on YouTube and click on the Stevens versus Catholic game. You can also go to Stevens or Catholic's website and find the link there. The winner of that will play the winner of this contest, which is increasingly looking like Lynchburg. Pfeiffer hasn't shown a lot to believe that they can come back from down this much as Lynchburg tries to add to this deficit. Kenny got the shot away but misses left. I'm still impressed with Coach Nelson and his ability to take over a program in COVID. I don't know when the first time they met in person would have been, but of course a lot of meetings happening over Zoom, then eventually getting back to campus, having some practices, and then sweeping the USA South. One loss this year coming to Southern Virginia, but getting to the USA South Championship game and becoming the first athletics program on that campus since they moved to Division III to obtain an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament, and a very impressive season. And really, through the first quarter, they looked really good here against Lynchburg. The problem is, as most teams have experienced on this field this season, Lynchburg gets better with every minute that goes by, with every quarter that comes, and they've shown that to be the case here again today. Bad pass, and eventually the ball gets swatted away, but Jalen Jones is there to scoop and run. 6-foot junior high-stepping it across midfield. And now the Falcons will slow it down with less than a minute to play in quarter number 2. And the Falcons content, at least at this moment, to hold for the last shot. Jared Nelson one-on-one with Tyler Gallagher. And that one got away. Tough one, though. See, that's the other problem. Sometimes the Falcons are getting it in good shooting positions, but Lynchburg's defense closing so tight that the shot gets away, but it has no speed on it, and Moore is able to haul it in, and we're able to call the first half finished. The Hornets up big, 16-5 after 30 minutes of play. We'll take a break, be right back, show you some stats and show you some highlights, and get you ready for the third quarter right here on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
was looking for a school that could provide me with the athletics, academics to pursue my career, a wind symphony to pursue my passion for music, and really have a nice general atmosphere. The professors here are really unique, their background and their passion for teaching. It's really a place where you can explore. Lynchburg gives you the opportunity to fail, but also get back up in that period of time and learn from your mistakes. I can make these mistakes within the school environment, but also with the support of other friends, and be ready for the real world when you graduate.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that. And it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
I learned a lot of valuable lessons playing college football. I never thought about the health benefits of exercise until I actually started to talk to coaches in college. It's not only just for performance, it's for life. My coaches instilled the importance of well-being, not only building up strength, mental health, getting enough sleep, eating properly is all what it is to be healthy. I decided that I want to go into personal trainer and share my knowledge that I obtained in college about physical and mental well-being.
Over 30 majors in 4 divisions.
Nursing, education, criminal justice,
Exercise science. This is one of the very few schools to honor leadership with scholarship.
Our students go out into the world with confidence.
I know who I am.
Pfeiffer has it all. The only thing that's missing is you.
Football has taught me a lot throughout my life. It's definitely had a huge imprint on who I am as a person. Competing at a Division III level created that opportunity for me to go to college. Not only was I the first one in my family to graduate college, but I was really the first one to even go. Being the first one, I'm breaking that cycle, and now that I've graduated, I'm not sure what's the next step, but I know I have a lot of doors open. And a lot of those are open because I played football and ran track here at Otterbein.
And we're back here at Schellenberger Field on the University of Lynchburg's campus. It's a 16-5 lead for the Hornets over the Falcons. Let's take a quick look over at Stevenson, and they are well ahead and on their way to a victory against Kane. You can see there 14-8 is the score at the moment. Now, they will be playing tomorrow. Already they know this. They'll be playing tomorrow. Let's try to get that back for you here in a moment. There we go. They will be playing tomorrow because the Endicott Christopher Newport was a no contest. Endicott, I assume, had COVID issues, so they did not play Christopher Newport, or will not play them today at 3 o'clock. So the matchup tomorrow is Stevenson and Christopher Newport, 1 p.m., as the Mustangs are on their way to a victory over the Cougars right now. We'll take a break. When we come back, highlights and the third quarter on LHSN.
diving in college taught me to strive and be the best athlete I can be, but also the best student I can be. My coaches always made sure that the student comes first, because not everyone's gonna become a professional athlete. So they make sure that we will do great in academics. I knew that would only open the door to my future, and I'm really excited to start my dream program for physical therapy.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that. And it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
All right, welcome back to University of Lynchburg. Joe Hutzler with you today, and we are ready to play some of the first half highlights of a 16-5 game right now. The Hornets large and in charge. They are being led by a multitude of players, which you'll see a lot on these highlights as we look at Brett Rogers with 3 goals. We've got Ryan Kenny with 3 goals as well. Patrick Moore in net hasn't been tested too much, but has done enough to have 6 saves. Pfeiffer being led so far. Of course, Nelson has a goal, as well as John Allen with 1, Leon. Nobody with 2 goals for the Falcons, only 5 goals total scored for them so far. As far as the overall numbers, Lynchburg outshooting Pfeiffer 38-15, 24-11 in shots on goal. And right now, two teams are tied up at 11 apiece in faceoffs. Also, ground balls are pretty even. Turnovers, not quite, 13-7. Pfeiffer with more mistakes than Lynchburg in that regard. Neither team has been on a man-up unit yet. And the third quarter is underway. The Falcons needing a hot start here. I think the important thing mentally is to not worry about the score. Most importantly, do what you do best. Figure out ways to get through this Lynchburg defense, get shots on. You got to pepper Patrick more often. 11 shots on goal. He's made 6 saves. Lynchburg, on the other hand, 24 shots on goal and 8 saves for Stocks. So they've just attacked the goalie more. And, of course, the more shots you throw at the guy between the pipes, the better your chances are of scoring. Bad pass across the formation. Lynchburg able to get their sticks in the way. Patrick Moore comes way out of his cage to pressure Jared Nelson, and Lynchburg will take possession. How about that effort from the sophomore in net? Now, in the end, it's going to be the Falcons who get the ball back, but not very often you see a goalie that confident to leave his home base and go out there and play some defense. In the end, his best friend makes the save. Clanger off the pipes coming out of the stick of Quinn Beecraft, who was looking to be the first Falcon with 2 goals in the game. Instead, it remains 16-5, and Lynchburg's offense will go to work for the first time in this third quarter. This is the highest goal total in one half of play for Lynchburg this year. Most goals they have scored in a single contest is 24 twice, and they're 1 goal closer to that with their 17th. Let's look at it again as Colin Dean scores for the first time today. His 48th of the season. Lynchburg's first possession of the second half is a fortuitous one. Violation on the Falcons. Riley Mitchell, Tremor Robinson, Ryan Kenny. Top right side up on the top shelf. It's Kenny for the 4th time today, the Texas Hattie. Fifth time this season, Ryan Kenny has scored 4 goals or more. And I cannot get over, if you've watched Lynchburg at all this year on LHSN, you know I've talked about this before, but Kenny has not played in as many games as his counterparts. 3 less games played coming into this one today due to an injury. So 15 total, has only started 11 before today. And yet, now with 4 goals today, has 39 on the season. He's 3rd on the team in that category with 3 less games played. It's phenomenal what he's been able to do and what he's been able to bring to the table for this Lynchburg team that was already pretty dominant. But then you bring in someone with that left-handed shot. It's as accurate as he is, like the days of Evan Lombardo when he was on the field as a player, not now as a coach. Here is Kenny again, and his sweet spot falls down and will wisely give it up. But having the accuracy, having the lethal weapons that Lynchburg has, the right shotted guys like Lewis and Robinson out there with Kenny in that left hand, Brett Rogers who can switch to either side, it's going to be tough for any team to game plan accordingly against this squad. Wolf breaks through 2 defenders, tries to get up and shoot, instead had it knocked away, and eventually scooped up by Fabrizio. Stick check by Nestor, and the Hornets will take it back. Frustrating for the Falcons. And that frustration will be tepid a little bit thanks to Stocks on a beautiful save going down low. 10th save of the contest. Another big save for Stocks. Struggled a lot in that second quarter, but back-to-back saves here. On the season, he's given up 10.1 goals per game. Of course, that not the case today. But he is a formidable goalie to go up against. Redshirt junior probably will take another year. It's afforded to him, so going to be a terror in the USA South for a couple more years. Trevin King, shot that stopped by Patrick Moore. Long pass connecting here to Robinson. One-on-one goes to the left side and scores. Trammell Robinson joining Ryan Kenny in the Texas Hat Trick Club. What's really disappointing about that play for the Falcons, as you can see on that replay, Lynchburg wasn't pushing it this time like they were in the first half. They were sprinting through the middle of the field, looking for angles to make the pass in transition. That time, just a nice leisurely jog on a 70-degree afternoon in Central Virginia ends up being the 19th goal of the contest. Twelfth face-off win for Lynchburg. They're now tied with Pfeiffer in that category. Third group of midfielders on the turf for the Hornets. A.J. Neves off the pipe, so close to his first of the season. But Stocks' best friend says, nope, not this time. Andrew Carpenter muscling his way inside, and that ball deflected and then eventually put in its place by Stocks. A little chirp from Carpenter as he steps off the field. He's pretty good at that. Not afraid to express his feelings. Pfeiffer looking for their first goal since 11:45 to go in the second quarter. Still waiting for it, as Nelson had an absolutely wide open net to shoot on, but had sweaty palms and missed. That's what we like to see for the Falcons. Just shoot it wherever you're at. If there's a lane to let it go, do so. As a flag comes out behind the play, we're going to have a team going a man up for the first time, perhaps, as a goal is scored on a one-timer. What a beauty. The pass from Beecraft, the connection with John Allen, who scores for the second time. And the penalty has been waived off because of that goal being scored. Let's check that out again. How about, look at this pass from Beecraft. Threading the needle. Bang. Nothing you can do if you're Patrick Moore. The official call would have been interference, but with the goal being scored, there is no penalty to serve. So we go straight to even strength as usual. Different group of midfielders for Lynchburg. First time we'll talk about Parker Dixon and Riley Schmidt, two of the traditional seniors in this 2021 roster. They were expected to graduate this year anyway, as Dixon has a wide open lane, but when it's that far away The goalie has lots of time to set up and, more importantly, lots of time to see it coming at him to make the adjustment to get there and make that stop. Dangerous lob here, and it's Neves knocking it away from Nuquan Fair. Neves galloping. Neves, skip pass. Lewis from his knees, and then gives it to Clayton Jones. Got to work on the diction there. Neves with a V. Sound like I kept saying knees. Seventh game played for Riley Schmidt, by the way, suffering an injury in preseason. Spent a lot of days at practice on the bike, trying to work his legs back up into condition. Scored in his first game back from that injury against Randolph-Macon College. Would love to add a tally to his senior campaign here today. He has been able to score 4 times in those 6 previous contests. 10 seconds to shoot for Lynchburg's offense. First time they've been this deep in the shot clock today. Back to X. It's Lewis. Skip pass. Connects with Schmidt. Goes down. 2 seconds and 1. Shot clock violation. A win for the defense by the Falcons. There is a whistle and a hold, and it goes against Pfeiffer. So Lynchburg will get a fresh shot clock and possession. That's just kicking yourself while you're down. Some changes being made behind the play. You can't see it defensively for Lynchburg. We'll get to them in a moment as they're building here for a score, and it will be Riley Schmidt. Speak it into existence. The senior from Catonsville, Maryland, gets in on the goal-scoring action. Kyle Lewis with yet another assist on his day as well. That'll be his 6th apple, as the cool kids say. Those changes defensively they were just talking about a moment ago. We're going to see Chip Quinn out there playing defense for Lynchburg. Tyler Hadley is in goal for the Hornets. Looks like we've also got Dom Zingo on the field. And looking again, yes, Henry Merindon is playing defense for the Hornets. First group of midfielders. Brett Rogers, he had the first goal of the day. He's got 3 overall. Colin Dean, the first to score in the 3rd quarter. Riley Mitchell has 2 tucks. Skip pass to the guy with 4. Kenny breaks away from pressure. Gives to Dean. Sprints in through the middle. Shoots and misses wide right. 4:09 to go. 48th shot of the day. 49 is good for goal number 21. And it's the 3rd of the day for number 1. Unassisted goal for Riley Mitchell. Now everybody in the venue is being entertained by what's going up on the board during replays. At least on the Lynchburg side especially. You can relax and just sit back and enjoy what's taking place in front of you. Good chance here again, and for the 3rd time today, it's John Allen providing positivity for the Falcons. Great pass again. Allen, the beneficiary of another good look. And this time it's Jason Rowland, one of the backup goalkeepers for the Falcons, getting the assist. For Allen, it's goal number 3 today. Goal number 15 on the season. I beg your pardon, goal number 58 on the season. Stat sheets for each program look different, so the goal section is in a different spot. I took math twice in college, not reading. This time we are going to have a man-up situation, first one of the day, and it will go to the Falcons. It's a slash called against Lynchburg's Michael Kraus on that face-off. .34 man-up goals scored this season for Pfeiffer. They'll be up for 1 minute against the second group of defenders and the second goalie for the Hornets. Jared Nelson looking for 2 more points to tie the all-time career points record in Division III. Still plenty of time to break it. Deflected wide off of a Lynchburg stick, so it stays with the Falcons. 35 seconds left on the penalty. Sherburka swings it around to Allen. Great pass inside for Nelson, but it was knocked away by Gallagher. And then eventually Nelson in the crease. So a missed opportunity with an extra man on the turf. And Lynchburg will gladly waste some time, take the rest of this 10 seconds off of the penalty clock, and the offense will go back to work. 6th time this season, Lynchburg has scored 20 goals or more. Season high is 24. They've done that 3 times. Ty Mitchell dishes. Colin Dean always ready to shoot. Back to his right hand, a rare righty, and a stop from Stocks. It rolls away, but scooped up by his friend Fitzpatrick, and the Falcons will take over. They've played 11 games here at home this year. I've seen 13 games in person. I don't think I've seen Colin Dean shoot with his right hand once. Well, when you got a cushion, try something new. Look at that pass. Allen, one more, and it was just on the wrong side of his target, Beecraft. The lefty needs it to come to his left in order to make it an easier catch. It's the right idea by Allen. However, there's also the school of thought of, hey, you've scored 3 goals, number 9. Just let it rip, see what happens. But Howard had it set in his conscious to pass it, and instead it's a turnover instead of a goal. 17th turnover, 18th turnover of the day. Doubling up Lynchburg's number of 9. Not the statistical area you want to double up your opponent in. Less than 1 minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Lynchburg has scored 5 times. Falcons twice. Poley has yet to score. Gives it up to Lewis. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Ty Mitchell hesitates, and a shot that clangs off the post. Reset the shot clock, 8 seconds on the game clock. Lynchburg's bench saying, shoot the ball. Eventually Kenny does and actually comes pretty close. That is going to do it. They're going to say he started early. Actually, I think we're going to bring this back, put some time on the clock and bring it back. They said that Lewis started before he should have. Goal would have counted if he hadn't made that mistake. They try it again. Falcons were ready for it this time. And the third quarter's in the books. Lynchburg still on top and on their way to a victory here today.
I was looking for a school that could provide me with the athletics, academics to pursue my career, a wind symphony to pursue my passion for music, and really have a nice general atmosphere. The professors here are really unique, their background and their passion for teaching. It's really a place where you can explore. Lynchburg gives you the opportunity to fail, but also get back up in that period of time and learn from your mistakes. I can make these mistakes within the school environment, but also with the support of other friends, and be ready for the real world when you graduate.
Lynchburg will keep their second group of defenders out there as they are on their way to defending their home turf again. This is the 12th time they have made their mark at home. And each time the mark has been with a big fat W. No matter the score, it's still a great day to be a Hornet, great day to be outside. Not as enthusiastic as they were about 30 minutes ago, though. That sun will take it out of you. And other stuff, too. That's, you know, a lot of solo cups over there. I'm just saying. Darminio's pass too tall for Jones. Kenny tried to get to it. It'll be a turnover against Lynchburg. Just their 10th of the game. They average 18 per contest, so that is a big positive for them. They haven't given the other team freebies. They've caused 9 turnovers. So half of Pfeiffer's turnovers have been unabated to the defense, and the other half all because of the defense. Jared Nelson needs 2 points to tie the all-time points record. It's just been a tough time for him today. He doesn't have to worry about Tyler Gallagher anymore. He's getting a breather on the sidelines. But Henry Marinden, he's a freshman, but he has proven to be a crucial cog in this wheel. Had to play in place of Jack Albright when he went out with concussion earlier in the year. So he's got a lot of start time for a freshman season. Holding up Nelson. Nelson forcing another one, and this time it's another turnover. Falcons and Nelson wanting a penalty to be called. Instead, it's Lynchburg in transition. Chris Darminio individually walks inside and almost took it all the way home. It's like those Ring doorbell videos when people come home with food and they trip on their doorstep and drop it everywhere. We're not sponsored by Ring, by the way. It's just the first thing that came to my mind. I don't want anybody from the NCAA calling me saying we're giving free sponsorships on the broadcast. Jake Russ, Jack Spears, and Andrew Carpenter, who has the ball now. Pushed away by Jones. Hard to do against that guy. A.J. Neves. Good pass for Russ. Goes low. Stopped by Stocks. Got to come up with another word for stops. Kyle Lewis doing what he can to try and get back on the highlight reel. A couple back-to-back goals this season to put him there. Had a nice fake high to low goal against the Generals last week. Neves muscling his way up top, forced to give it to Carpenter. Two good buddies keeping the ball alive for Lynchburg. Carpenter bouncing one, easy stop for 17. Can't stop saying stop, daggone it. Got to look up find my thesaurus between games. For our next one, which is slated to begin at 4 p.m., the Ducks and the Cardinals. No, not Oregon and Louisville. Stevens and Catholic here on Schellenberger Field. Flag comes out, probably going to go against Merindon. Down goes Neves. Here's a chance for the Falcons. A bouncer that never got through. Rebound, John Allen. Save by Hadley. First save of the day for the sophomore. The backup goalie getting tested. And 24 in white coming up big in that moment as the man-down group for Lynchburg will go back to work for the second time. Interference was called on A.J. Neves. It was not against Merindon. There's Mr. Neves. It's not windy. Charlie's just tired. This time, less time to score. It's a 30-second penalty, and Hadley with another save. Joe Burka taking the shot that time. Josiah Martin breaks away from one. Now splits two and crosses midfield. Still has one behind him. Chasing him down, that's Jacob Leone. Leone. Brett Rogers back in because you can't let a high-speed car sit in the garage too long. And it works out for the Hornets to score. It's Jacob Rust. Freshman out of Windham, New Hampshire. The freshman getting involved and getting on the score sheet. Rogers doing all he can by himself, but it's Colin Dean dishing to 57 in white. Braces for contact and still finds the Death Star. That's what happens when games get like this. If you don't like it, you can always click the mute button. But who doesn't like Star Wars references? Am I right, Max? Hey, Max, our director, he's a big fan. I think he's spirit animal is Darth Vader, though. He's always wearing black. $10:19 remaining in this one with the writing on the wall in big letters, LYN for Lynchburg. Moving on to the second round tomorrow. That game will be at 2 p.m. here on Schellenberger Field. The Hornets will battle either Stevens or Catholic. Again, that game starts today at 4 p.m. Right here on this YouTube channel. It is a different link, of course, so you will have to find that link either right here on the channel itself, or you can go to those two teams' respective schedule pages and find the direct link there as well. Brooks Poley just winging one that clips the post. 56-24. That is the shots advantage for Lynchburg. The Hornets got up 4-0 in the first 8 minutes, and they never looked back. At no point the rest of the time have the Falcons been able to cut the lead to 4 or less. Brooks Poley spins around and gives to Kenny. Rust again. Finds his way through and scores. How about that one? Just when you started dozing off, Jacob Rust wakes you back up with a beauty. We're also going to take a look at Jalen Jones on this play, perhaps, as he is down, injured on the field. Number 1 in yellow. I beg your pardon, it wasn't Jones. That was Nuquan Fair, who is still down on the field, being tended to by the athletic trainer Monique Paris. And we will step aside. It is 23-7, Lynchburg ahead on LHSN.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that. And it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
I learned a lot of valuable lessons playing college football. I never thought about the health benefits of exercise until I actually started to talk to coaches in college. It's not only just for performance, it's for life. My coaches instilled the importance of well-being, not only building up strength, mental health, getting enough sleep, eating properly is all what it is to be healthy. I decided that I want to go on a personal trainer and share my knowledge that I obtained in college about physical and mental well-being.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
As you can see, Nuquan Fair being helped off the field, not putting any weight on that left leg, so certainly an unfortunate end to his day. The freshman out of Charlotte, North Carolina, has lots of lacrosse to play in his career. That's the best news out of this scenario. 8:56 to go here in the fourth quarter of play. The Hornets well on their way as a great showing of team togetherness from Jason Rowland and Tom Romanek, two backup goalies, showing off the strength. So see if the Falcons can take that moment and turn it into a positive. Nelson breaking away, giving a pass. Stopped by Hadley on the doorstep. Beautiful build-up. Nelson was like, yes, here comes another point. Instead, Quinn Beecraft's shot was saved by 24 and White. Hadley with 3 saves in this fourth quarter of play. Zingo gives it up. Kenny scores for the 5th time. Big assist to Dom Zingo, the freshman out of Lutherville, Maryland. A long pole defenseman picks up a point in today's action. That is his first point ever as a Hornet. And it comes in the most important game of the season. 7:42 to go. Jared Nelson. Anytime the Falcons have possession, they're going to put it to his stick first. Good idea. Allen, though, not able to make the catch. Nelson again inside. This time it works. Nelson to Beecraft. Third goal of the day for Quinn Beecraft. Nice moment in his freshman campaign, beginning of his career. Nelson needs one more point to tie the all-time Division III careers points record, which stands so far at 451. This is 450 for the senior. I wonder if he'll come back for an extra year if he's not able to complete that record today. I mean, obviously, wins and losses are more important. Hoisting a trophy, in his final season certainly has to be the highlight, but don't get me wrong, these players, they're competitive, and if they're that close to an all-time record, might be worth coming back using that extra year of eligibility. Chris D'Arminio rewarded for his efforts today. That long pole doing wonders for him this year, not just on defense, but offense as well. His 7th goal of the season for the sophomore. Lewis looking, skip pass, D'Arminio, nobody there, all kinds of time to slam it home. And for Kyle Lewis, it's yet another assist on the day. 6th helper of the contest. Ryan Kenny leads all Hornets with 5 goals. 2 assists for him as well, so a great 7-point day. Riley Mitchell with a hat trick and an assist. Trammell Robinson with a hat trick and 2 assists. And Brett Rogers with a hat trick as well. Patrick Moore with 8 of Lynchburg's 11 saves. Tyler Hadley with the other 3. Pfeiffer's Matt Stocks with 16 saves on 62 shots faced. Incredible. John Allen with a hat trick. Quinn Beecraft with 2 and an assist to go with that. And Nelson has tied the record. I beg your pardon. I forgot that he did score a goal. So 2 helpers today and a goal. So the record has been tied at 451. One more gets it done. A record that has stood since 1996. Big save from Matt Stocks. That record has been held by Jason Kaufman since 96, a member of the Seagulls of Salisbury from 93 to 1996. Clayton Jones and I on the Hive podcast this week joked that Kaufman was an All-American when he visited as a recruit. That's how good he was. And for Jared Nelson to even be mentioned in that company, let alone breaking a record, that is certainly something to hold high in life, both for the program and for him individually, as Carpenter's extra effort pays off on the assist for Ryan Kenny's 6th tally of the day. 3rd time this season Ryan Kenny has scored 6 goals or more. He has scored 7 in one contest. Carpenter just benefit of the ball staying close. Everyone else thought it got past. Lynchburg has now scored more goals in one game today than any other contest this year. Loose ball. Nestor. Here's a behind-the-back pass to Rust from Lewis, and Rust not able to capitalize. Again, Lynchburg will play tomorrow at 2 p.m. when they battle the winner of Stevens and Catholic, which starts at 4 p.m. Eastern. The winner of tomorrow's contest will play the winner of Stevenson and CNU next weekend. Stevenson, a winner over Kane today. Christopher Newport hasn't played yet. A no contest with Endicott. So they did not play earlier today. I beg your pardon, won't play today. Stevenson had the first game. CNU was scheduled to play at 3 p.m. as Stocks makes the 19th save of his day. Stevenson, the host of that pod. That pod plays this pod, and then the winner of that will most likely play Salisbury based on how things have gone this season, but they're in the group of death, having to look at Cabrini on the road, most likely tomorrow. Gets a little bit easier next week. The winner of the Illinois Wesleyan pod playing the winner of that one, as Stocks makes one up on the chin. That's one way to get it done. Your whole body is a wall. That time it included the crevice on the top of his chest pad. Long pass, knocked away by Pierce Bauer, one of those graduating returnees, getting a chance to play in the NCAA tournament. For the Hornets fans watching, Lynchburg victorious on this field and down the hill at Fox Field, where the baseball program has defeated Bridgewater 14-0. Game 2 scheduled to start for them in about 15 minutes. Timeout on the field, Lynchburg on top, 26-8 here on LHSN. I'm bored.
I learned a lot of valuable lessons playing college football. I never thought about the health benefits of exercise until I actually started to talk to coaches in college. It's not only just for performance, it's for life. My coaches instilled the importance of well-being, not only building up strength, mental health, getting enough sleep, eating properly is all what it is to be healthy. I decided that I want to go into personal trainer and share my knowledge that I obtained in college about physical and mental well-being.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
Wouldn't be an LHSN broadcast without that shot. 2:53 to go in the fourth quarter. Lynchburg leads Pfeiffer 26-8 in this first round matchup, with the second of the 2 first round games slated for 4 p.m., Stevens and Catholic. All 4 teams here today as that goal is scored, and more importantly, that point is given to Jared Nelson, who now is the all-time leader in career points with 452. Check it out again. Here is 452. Nelson with the assist. Quinn Beecraft with the goal. And a huge moment in program history and in the career of Jared Nelson in his senior season. Congratulations to him. And congratulations to Coach Nelson and this program for yet another historic moment in this season. Again, it's just so impressive to me to take over a team, whether you had prior knowledge or not, doesn't matter, take over a team in May of 2020. We all know what was going on, not much in May of 2020 as Beecraft scores again. Nelson gets another assist to pad the stats with 2:14 to go. But to take over a program when you're not able to see them in person, to have meetings, to get things together for when you return back to campus in the fall and cap it all off with the USA South Championship a week ago and here today in the NCAA tournament making some more history. There it is, Nelson Beecraft one more time, and still time to add to that. Falcons will finish the year with an overall record of 12-2. Their only losses coming on the road in Virginia. As Beecraft has another. All of a sudden, the floodgates opening up here for the Falcons late to make the score look a little bit better. Beecraft with all of a sudden 4 goals on the day. Corey Choburka with the assist. There's the pass. Here's the goal. Lynchburg will be 17-2 overall. Still undefeated on this field. 12-0. Lynchburg with more wins than any other team in the tournament. In fact, they're the team that's played the most games out of any team in the tournament. They were able to fit in 17. Well, I guess before the ODAC tournament started, they were able to fit in 16 games in the regular season. Had to play a couple teams twice to fill out the schedule. Fortunate that those teams agreed to that because they wanted to play as well. So they do have the benefit of experience over some of their counterparts. Not Pfeiffer, of course, with the amount of games they were able to fill in their schedule, but I think about the New England teams like Tufts, like Williams this year. Of course, thinking about RIT, some teams that had to wait a little bit longer to play. Still able to win the majority, if not all, of their games. They just don't have the amount of experience in this season. So if they get down, if Lynchburg is able to play some of those teams late in the tournament and take any kind of lead, it could be to the benefit more so than usual. Ten seconds left before this one is in the books. The Hornets are going to be undefeated at home and moving on to the second round of the NCAA tournament. As the Hive has spoken, Lynchburg takes care of Pfeiffer 26-11, outshooting the Falcons 70-30. And awaiting the winners of our next contest between Stevens and Catholic, the Ducks and the Cardinals, scheduled to start at 4 p.m. Big thank you to all of you supporting these two programs throughout the year. We hope you enjoyed today's contest. As we wrap things up, we are getting ready for another one at 4 p.m. Big thanks to the LHSN crew, all students except for myself. Thank you so much for your hard work as we finish this 26-11 broadcast with some highlights. Until next time, well, in about 1 hour, I'll be back. Joe Hutzler logging off, reminding you it's a great day to be a Hornet, and we are one nation.